All right, today we're headed to one of the most extreme places on Earth, Antarctica. It's this incredible continent of immense power and just breathtaking beauty. But it's also sending us a message, a kind of whisper from its ancient ice, and it's a message you're going to want to hear.
This quote really just nails it. It's not just about what you see in a picture of Antarctica. It's about what that picture represents. It's this delicate balance, this tension between incredible power and an almost shocking fragility.
And that's why when you see an image like an iceberg arch, it's so much more than just a pretty picture. It's a conversation starter. It gets us talking about our planet, where it is now, and, the future we're all building for it.
So let's dive right into that conversation. In this first part, we're going to explore that central paradox of Antarctica, this idea of how unbelievable power and profound fragility can exist in the exact same place.
I mean, just look at this. It's basically a masterpiece of natural sculpture, an arch carved out by the relentless forces of wind and water. It's a perfect symbol of nature's raw, untamed strength, but at the same time, it's also this incredibly delicate and temporary thing of beauty.
And this push and pull, this duality, it's really at the heart of the entire continent. On one side, you have this immense power, right? A continent-sized ice sheet that literally acts as a global climate engine. But on the other, you have this fragile beauty, these intricate ice carvings, and an ecosystem that's incredibly vulnerable in our changing world.
Okay, so now let's zoom out a bit, from just a single iceberg to the whole continent. This next section is all about what we're calling the planet's frozen heart. Because this place, it isn't just some remote block of ice. Think of it more like a vital organ for our world. And its pulse, well, it affects every single one of us.
Antarctica might feel like it's a world away, but believe me, its influence is everywhere. As the largest single mass of ice on Earth, it's quietly calling the shots on our global climate patterns and, yeah, it holds the key to the future of our coastlines. Now, I want you to just look at this number for a moment. Just let it sink in before I tell you what it means. 60%. What is that? That's how much of all the fresh water on our entire planet is locked away right there in Antarctic ice. It gives you a sense of the mind-boggling scale we're dealing with here. A frozen reservoir of almost unimaginable size. But here's the thing. Locked within all that ice is way more than just water. It's a library of our planet's history. These are the whispers from the past, and they're telling us the story of our climate. And amazingly, scientists have figured out how to read them. And the key is something called an ice core. Seriously, you can just think of it as a time capsule from Mother Nature. Scientists drill deep into the ice sheet and pull out these cylinders that have this perfectly preserved layer-by-layer record of Earth's climate history. And the amount of time we're talking about here is just staggering. These ice cores let us look back 800,000 years. We can see what the atmosphere was like, understand the natural cycles of ice ages, and this is crucial, it gives us a baseline. It shows us what's normal for our planet, which helps us understand just how, not normal things are today. So what's actually inside this message? Well, scientists can analyze these tiny bubbles of ancient air that have been trapped for millennia. They can measure layers of snowfall to see precipitation patterns, and find traces of volcanic ash and desert dust that tell stories of big global events. Every single layer is a clue.
And that's the real power here, isn't it? This isn't just some cool history lesson. This is a message sent from the deep past that's really meant to help guide our future.
And that brings us to our final section. And honestly, it's the most urgent one. It asks a question for our future. Why does all this ancient, frozen world matter so profoundly to us, right here, right now? The thing is, we're not just observers here. We're connected to this place. As the source material puts it, the fate of this white expanse is intertwined with ours. We're in this together, whether we realize it or not.
To really get what's at stake, let's look at one final number. 58 meters. That's over 190 feet. So, what does that represent?
That is the potential rise in global sea levels if the entire Antarctic ice sheet were to melt. Now look, a complete melt is an extreme scenario, of course, but what that number does is reveal the incredible volume of water we're talking about, and it underlines the massive stakes of even small changes to this frozen continent.
So that's where we'll leave it. Antarctica's vast silence isn't empty. It's more like it's holding its breath, and it's posing a question to all of us. Its silence is a question. What are we going to choose to answer?